Dobardan, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Sunday, February 21st, 2021. It's actually 221, 2021 today. So, cool. Tomorrow is actually the 222 portal. It's 222. It's my day. Yay! Um, so I want to, those of you who've been with me for a while know I do spiritual coaching, stuff like that. Just had a very successful coaching session with a long time client, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the people that come to me for spiritual coaching I've had for a while. They repeatedly come. Those of you who don't know what spiritual coaching is, it basically, it's 30 minutes or an hour. We do it over Zoom, basically talk about what's going on energetically with you, and sometimes just honestly, just venting sometimes. But also sometimes I put cards, sometimes I feel the energies, give advice, but mainly just help you to move past any blocks that you're at. And a lot of people who've been coming to me for a while, I can literally, it's crazy. It's like every time I have a session, it's like I can see the progression. I can see the, like the wheels turning. It's so crazy. And I would love to do a group coaching session, a live group coaching session, maybe over Zoom. I'm talking a group of maybe 6 people at a time, to get together and just talk, kind of like an extension of the forum, like a live gathering. If that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know. You can let me know in the comments. You can send me an email, divinepisces222@gmail.com. I would love to do that, because I think it's really important, especially now with everything the way it is. Like, I think it's so important for us to know we're not alone, not just in the situations we're in, but in our progression and the things that we've experienced. And I don't know, I feel like that sense of community is really, really important right now. And so I would love to do that, kind of like I used to do with, I don't know, most of you might remember, I used to do the mini readings. I used to do the live mini readings. But if that's something you're interested in, guys, let me know. I'd like to maybe do that sometime next month. And I'm thinking maybe, if I get enough people interested, maybe 2 or 3 groups, but starting next month. So just let me know if y'all are interested. I would love to do that. And if I get enough people, I will. Okay. And it doesn't have to be, if you guys have never had a coaching from me before, that's fine. You can feel free to join in. Some people may not feel comfortable sharing themselves or showing the face. That's fine. You don't have to show your face. If you want to do the Zoom thing, you can keep your video off or whatever and just talk. That's fine too. A lot of different options with that. So just let me know, guys. I'd like to hear from you about that, okay? As far as the energies go, guys, I will tell you right now, the way that it's shifting, it's just, there has been so much going on, obviously, within the last year. And a lot of it has really pushed a lot of us to our limits. Sanity-wise, questioning oneself, questioning family, questioning people around you, questioning situations you're in, sometimes even questioning your connections and things like that. And I know I talked about that last time in the last reading that I did for the collective. A lot of us questioning. I think it's starting to get to a point where, you have to release the searching, guys. You have to release the searching, because it's like we're constantly in searching mode and we're not getting anything out of it. We're not actually receiving anything because you're constantly in that searching mode. So need to get back into the receiving energy, okay, and receiving the answers and receiving the abundance and receiving, okay. A lot of us have our blocks up right now, kind of afraid of the things that are coming down the pipe. Understandable, okay. But the only thing that's going to hold you back really is the fear, okay? So need to release that, need to release the not knowing and, or the fear of not knowing, and just look at what you have in front of you, okay? And I said this in my coaching session. I think it's a really important thing to repeat, okay? A lot of us right now, we are battling expectations. The expectations that others have placed on us, the expectations that we have placed on us, yada, 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 I think it's really important for me to say right now that Source does not have expectations of you. Okay? You cannot disappoint Source. Okay? You can't really disappoint Source. You can't. Okay? Source is not sitting there with a stopwatch being like, oh, Sasha took about 5 years to learn this lesson, so, we're going to give her a D. Stuff like that. It doesn't work that way, okay? You learn the lesson when you learn the lesson, and then you move on to the next one. There's no reason to sit there and hold on to this whole regret energy. There's no such thing. There's no reason for it, okay? It's not a race, okay? No, if you're like, oh, I gotta get there first. No, it doesn't work that way, okay? We're not in competition with each other. We're not in competition with Source. We're not trying to beat some clock. Time doesn't exist. Okay? So just remember that. All right, I think that was really important for me to say. I also think it's really important for me to tell you guys that it's okay. It's okay if you aren't like somebody else. We don't need to compare ourselves to anyone else. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. You are you, they are them. Okay? Now, whoever I'm talking to here, this could be, concerning your counterpart, soulmate, family, friends, children, parents, doesn't matter. I hate that mantra. You should be more like this person. You should be more like your sister. You should be more like yada yada. But I'm not that person. I'm me, and I know that, and that's cool. I'm good with that. I learned things in my own time. I took my own path. I don't need to follow someone else's path. Okay? So just, guys, you are you. Take ownership of you. Love you. Because Source loves you. Okay? And when we talk about unconditional love, I think that's the main point right there. And a lot of us, those of us who grew up in going to church and things like that, we were taught that God has expectations of us, that God expects us to do this, God expects this, that. God does not expect. Period. God, Source, universe, whatever you want to call it, does not expect. Okay? If you think of the fact that God is love, Source is love. There is no expectation with love. That's the point. Unconditional love is love without expectation. I think we've forgotten that somewhere along the line. Okay, I'm not talking about humanity. Obviously, humanity has forgotten it. For goodness sakes, look at this world right now. But when we look at the world and we look at the grand scope of things that are happening right now on a global level, and we realize that it all comes from within, so external reflection of the internal. Look at what's going on in the world right now. Look at what's going on inside you. Do you feel out of control of yourself? Do you feel like somebody else needs to pick up the slack? Why are you giving your power away? Take ownership of you. Okay? If somebody else is trying to land something at your feet, kick it back. Kick it back. You have a narcissist in your life who's constantly placing blame on you. Here's what they're doing right now. They're passing their pain to you. They don't want to deal with their pain, so they throw their pain at you by belittling you, by blaming you, by gaslighting you, whatever it is. They're putting that pain on you for you to purge. And instead of going and crying in a corner somewhere, kick it back to them. You don't have to be mean about it. I understand you the way that you feel. I'm sorry that you feel the way you feel. Why do you feel that way? Called the gray rock technique. Don't give any sort of external reaction. Okay? Gray rock. But you're still a rock. And that's okay. Especially if it's a friend. Maybe somebody's coming at you. They're feeling some pain. They're trying to pass it on you to purge. No. I say no. I love myself enough to say no. You deal with you. I'll deal with me. Everything's gravy. And if that person leaves your life because you're no longer a punching bag for them, oh well. Was that person enriching your life? By abusing you? No. And that can be your counterpart. It can be anybody. Doesn't matter. Family, friend, doesn't matter. Okay? Stop looking at the external stuff. The external stuff does not matter. You. It's about self. It's about love. It's about self-love. You can love somebody, but you don't have to put up with their behavior. Loving yourself means saying no. Sometimes. Okay? All right, now that the diatribe is over, let's get this reading on the way. So, diving for light and bringing it into form. So this also is very significant too, because this actually is right in line with, again, coaching sessions that I have. A lot of times they bring me my own epiphanies. I'm not even gonna lie. I heal by helping other people. It's just the way that it is. And a lot of times I get my epiphanies that way. And I think this is incredibly significant because I think a lot of you have dimmed yourself so much for so long and you didn't even realize you were doing it. And you didn't even realize you were a narcissist when you were blaming somebody else for bringing you down. Nobody brings you down. You bring yourself down. Are you in a situation you don't want to be in? Why? Do you feel like you have to be there? Why? Why do you feel that way? What has been programmed into you to make you feel you need to be in a situation that's abusive or toxic or just downright painful? Why? Why have you been dimming yourself to please someone else or to appease someone else's expectations of what you should be? Why are you doing that to yourself? It's time to return to self right now, okay? I feel like I'm talking to a lot of people specifically, though. Like, I feel like some of you in this collective have been waiting to hear this message. Like, it's like you just needed that wake-up call. Some of you have been watching readings, hoping to get some answers. The answer is within you right now. You have it here. You've been dimming yourself. You've been closing yourself off. You've been closing source off to the answer because you're afraid to move on. I said this last time. Some of you are so afraid of what's to come next. You're not wanting to learn this lesson because you're afraid of what's coming next. You may have to break off from someone or something, and you don't think you can. It's like the answer is there, but you're like, no, I don't like that answer. Next one, please. This is the answer. Some of you are going to need to leave a situation. Some of you are just in a situation. You've been in a situation for too long. Too long, I say. But you've been in a situation that it's time to leave, and you've been delaying that because you're afraid of the consequences. You're afraid of the falling out. You're afraid of the financial implications. You're afraid of what people might think of you. All right, let's take a look at feminine. Interesting. Okay. So this is right in line. So feminine, you've got Phoenix rising and family and tribe. So again, some of you are literally rising from the ashes. Some of you have just recently gone through a rift, maybe within your own family unit, or your friends or something of that nature. Some of you have realized that the situation you were in was toxic and you had to break off from that. You know you have to break off from that. Okay, some of you have already done it and you're kind of bringing yourself back into it. Some of you are absolutely terrified that you won't come back from it. Some of you haven't done it yet. Some of you are sitting there going, I don't know how I'm going to recover from this if this happens. So I'm going to stay. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing anybody else any favors either if you stay in these situations, guys. You're not. Okay, this doesn't have to be family either. I'm getting also, this could be work related. Some of you are in a job situation you absolutely hate. And you're only there because of the money. You're there because of what people think of you. You're there because of family. Whatever. Okay? Some of you, this has to do with your counterpart. Some of you are absolutely afraid to tell them exactly what you think or feel. Why? Okay, those of you who haven't even been in, maybe you haven't been in communication, you just need to get something off your chest. Do it. Doesn't matter if that person receives it or not. It's about you. It's about you. Say what you need to say. Stop living in fear. Speak the truth. Don't hold in the truth. I said this too, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's so true. And again, a lot of epiphanies come to me like, something is, okay, if there's something in my head that's going over and over and over again, it's not enough. I have to say it out loud in order for it to be valid. I get looked at real funny a lot, like I'm crazy because I talk to myself or whatever. But it's honestly because if I don't say it out loud, it has no validity. It doesn't stick. Some of you have had that idea over and over and over again. I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to get out. But you haven't said it yet. Therefore, it has no validity. Words have power. Once you switch on that energetic pull to get out of a situation and you say it, you've made that decision, boom. There's that path. Okay? Some of you, that's where you're at. You haven't said it yet, but you're about to. Some of you are about to explode. Some feminines are about to lose it in some of their situations. Like, lose it. Yeah. That regret energy coming in. I said this last time. Stop with the regret. The regrets. It doesn't do any good. It's not going to change the past. Okay? All it's going to do is keep yourself stuck in woe is me. Wah. Okay? Again, some of you you're regretting a decision you haven't even made yet. Not really. You haven't actually physically done it yet. You're regretting the energetic decision. Some of you, it's still in your head, but you feel guilty. You feel guilty for thinking what you do. You feel so guilty for thinking what you do. What are you doing, though? What are you doing, though? Okay? Some of you are literally ignoring. Some of you are literally ignoring the messages in front of you. Some of you aren't sure how to speak what you feel or how you feel or whatever without emotion attached to it. Some of you are afraid that it's going to trigger a purge. Some of you are afraid that you're going to regret your decision. Some of you have received information that is leading to this decision that you're not quite ready to own up to or admit to. Some of you have been holding in a very, very painful acknowledgement of some sort, whether to yourself or to someone else around you or a family, something. And some of you are just not ready, not emotionally ready to speak up. Again, because you feel guilty for feeling how you feel. You know, what you're doing, though, is you're holding yourself hostage right now. Okay? You're literally just holding yourself in stasis. Okay? By keeping yourself stuck in that energy. Yeah, some of you are just holding yourself back from moving forward right now. You're holding yourself back because you're afraid of the consequences. That's it. Bingo. Okay? Feminine's afraid of the consequences right now. Yeah. So 3 of coins, 3 of earth, 3 of pentacles, whatever. Yeah. Some of you are just afraid of the... Okay. Some of you are afraid of the monetary implications of the decision you're about to make. Okay. Some of you, this is a third party situation. Whether it's a person, it's an addiction or a job, whatever, it's a 3D thing. Some of you are afraid to speak up about it because you're afraid you're going to hurt somebody else or you're going to be hurt. Some of you, you know about a third party situation, and whatever situation you're in, you're afraid to speak up about it because you're afraid that person will be mad at you. How's that for gaslighting? Don't gaslight yourself, feminine. Don't gaslight yourself. That doesn't do anybody any good. Okay? Alright, let's take a look at masculine right now. Aquarius, I know. Aquarius energy coming in. We got a lot of water with feminine. And there's the water. How interesting is that? That's the water sign, guys. Okay. Upside down triangle. Interesting. So blessings. I feel like masculine right now is counting as blessings. Masculine right now is feeling very fortunate. Oh, how interesting is this? You got 23 and 46. 23 plus 23 is 46. So that's really interesting. And that to me kind of signifies that they're on the fence. Some of them are on the fence about something. Some of them are counting their blessings, but they're also on the fence about what's truly important to them. Some of them right now also, they know that where they're at is not necessarily good for them, but some of them are also looking at their situations as an opportunity. So whatever that means to somebody, some of them do see an opportunity for growth in the situation they're in. Interesting. Okay, so feminine was in the 5 of cups in the upright. Masculine is the 5 of cups in reverse. So I feel like masculine right now, masculine's was in a lot of regret here recently. And some of them are still kind of in regret for the most part, but they're trying to turn that around. It's like they're trying to look at their situation not objectively, not as emotionally. That masculine has kind of been in his fifis for a minute. And so masculine's kind of coming out of that. Yeah. Healing. Okay. So masculine, believe it or not, masculine right now is in a healing energy. I feel like masculine is looking at their situation and they're growing from it. I do feel some masculines right now are still kind of in regret about past behavior, but they are again looking at it now as a learning opportunity. So they're healing from it. It's good. Yeah. Yeah. This is those of you know, I'm sorry. Yeah, these cards are a little weird. This is actually the 4 of Wands. Which of course is foundation. So some of them are literally healing their foundation. So Some of them are their foundations fell, so they had tower moments here as of late, and they're rebuilding those towers right now, and they're rebuilding them with integrity. Now, I know last time I pulled integrity for masculine, so masculine's integrity was in question last time. Last time I did a reading. Right now, I really feel like masculine is just rebuilding that tower now. This is interesting too, because remember what I said at the beginning of the reading where there really is no time, guys? You're not being timed. Okay? Masculine right now, for some reason, feels like he's running out of time. Whatever that means. Masculine feels like he's running out of time. These cards are a little funny, so they don't shuffle as great as I would like. Beg pardon. Okay, yeah. Some of them, they feel like not only are they running out of time, but it's like they feel like if they don't make a decision now, that they're going to be stuck where they are. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. This is one of Earth or Ace of Pentacles, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and I feel like masculine right now, believe it or not, is very much an intuition, which Aquarius is basically kind of what you would consider your, that's why it says I know. Aquarius is very much known for their ability to just know things. They just know things. It's like they're a channel. So I feel like masculine right now is just in this knowing energy, and it's because they're in intuition. They are, believe it or not, very much in intuition and balancing out themselves right now. Okay? So I find this interesting because I feel like there's some instability coming in with divine feminine, but there's a lot of stability coming in for masculine, and it's kind of like a push and pull effect. I feel like feminine also, I feel that the reason there's so much upheaval with feminine is a lot of feminines have finally put their foot down with their masculine. Some of them have finally, those of you who are with your masculine, I'm talking about feminine right now, so those of you who are with your masculine or with your, whatever, I feel like you had maybe a heart-to-heart with your masculine, okay? And that's where some of this regret's coming in. But actually what this did was this triggered masculine. This triggered masculine to do something. Okay? It's good. It's a good thing. So feminine, get out of your regrets. You did what you were supposed to do. Masculine is going, aha. He's clicking. Okay? So I don't know whether if maybe feminine gave masculine an ultimatum. That's why he feels like he's running out of time. He's got to make a decision. In the 3D. Yeah, okay. So 6 of Wands in reverse, yeah. I just really feel like masculine right now, he's triggered. But, I mean, I don't believe in bad triggers, but I think it's in a good way. I think this has triggered masculine to look at himself and look at the things that he's done and to come to terms with the things that he's done. And instead of feeling stuck in that trigger, he's actually using it as a learning opportunity and as a healing opportunity. So that's good. A lot of growth for masculine right now. So again, like feminine, if you're feeling regretful, maybe because you said or did something that maybe you felt like you, for some reason, shouldn't have said or done, you're good. You're good, okay? And I just realized what I did. I did something interesting. I actually used the Heal Yourself cards for feminine today. I don't usually do that. I usually use the Goddess cards. So I guess I was supposed to use those cards for that message right there. So we're going to use the Goddess cards for connecting energies. I know it's a little different, but that's okay. Funny how that works sometimes. Forgiveness. So this is interesting to me because, again, I feel like some of you, this has to do with your counterpart or your masculine, whatever you want to call it, soulmate, don't matter. Feminine, you feeling guilty. Some of you are feeling guilty. Forgiveness needs to come in here. Forgiveness needs to come in. Forgiveness for oneself, okay? So remember, forgiveness is actually for you. It is not for the other person. Masculine, you know what? This is interesting. I feel like tables have turned. Masculine has already forgiven feminine. Masculine has already forgiven feminine. And I feel like he's in an energy of forgiving himself. Feminine, have you forgiven your masculine? Have you forgiven yourself? And compassion, yeah. I feel there's a lot of, there's forgiveness and compassion in the energies right now, as far as the connecting energies goes within the connections themselves. So that's good. I do feel, a lot of the regret that's coming in from feminine is because of the compassion. Some of you are feeling very empathetic with your masculine. Your masculine's going through something right now, maybe. Maybe that's what the third party situation is. Maybe you finally put your foot down about the third party situation, realizing that it's not helping your masculine. Okay? Or that it's a hindrance within the connection itself. Okay? Some of you are feeling guilty because you feel like you hurt your masculine's feelings, but your masculine's already forgiven you. King of Coins in reverse. Yeah. Some of you, this has to definitely do, you actually, okay, there's an energy of releasing codependency right now within the connection. And it could have to do with the connection itself, whether, you both release the connection or actually whatever the third party situation was. It was a wedge within the connection. It was a codependency issue, whether it's with family, a job, an addiction, whatever it was. You're helping each other overcome whatever this is right now. Okay? Princess of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Is an emotional thing for sure. I feel like there was an emotional codependency in here that's being released right now within the connection. Take that as it resonates. Take that whatever it means for you. Could actually have to do with the connection itself. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Yes, okay. See? Okay, so 5 of Cups, that's regret. So it's in reverse, right? It's in reverse. Both of you are overcoming some stuff from the past. You're forgiving each other and having compassion for each other for the past. Some of you still feel kind of guilty here. So again, I feel like there was some altercation, or maybe even just a good stern talking to, or some sort of realization within your connection that has kind of brought to light the codependencies that you have within yourselves right now, and you're overcoming those things, and you're overcoming them together. Even if you're separated from your counterpart, you're overcoming them together. Okay? So releasing the regret is incredibly important right now, and I think this is interesting too. This came up last time. So this is what I feel is happening right now. You're both releasing some regret as having to do with the connection, which I do feel is also pertaining to possibly a third-party situation. Now, that could be a karmic situation, like a person. It could be, again, a job, an addiction. 3 of Wands in reverse, yeah. Some of you, you're not letting whatever this is hold back the connection. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so some of you, that's it. Whatever this is, okay, you're helping each other overcome it, and you're not letting it hold you back from moving forward with the connection. Whether that, you know, could be, you know, some of you had somebody new come in. Some of you have moved forward with that. Okay, so it's pretty significant, I think, with what I said at the beginning of the reading about taking responsibility for oneself. I really feel right now both masculine and feminine are in an energy of wanting to take responsibility for oneself, but also understanding how the energy affects the other. Okay. All right, so messages from counterparts. Sexual frustration. A little sexual energy coming in here. That wasn't a dream. Miss the way you look at me. Some of you, this was the conversation that you had. Maybe you energetically disconnected. Maybe you're actually with your counterpart, but you energetically disconnected for some reason, and there was a rift there. I know this is true for me. In KOC, so appearances are deceiving. Some of you, there's a lot more going on under the surface than you see. Remember that, okay? Thought I was happy, and then you showed up. There's just too much at stake. So some of you, yeah, some of you, it's just that regret energy coming in as well. And we're feeling each other's pain, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean by, like, some of you are starting to, I love you more than anything. That was at the bottom. Some of you are just starting to realize just how much your energy affects each other. So learning how to bring that into balance is incredibly important, okay? So messages and advice from Source. This one wants to come out. Open your heart. Some of you, yeah, you have been actually closing off your heart space because you don't want to feel. Contemplation. Yeah, some of you have been in your head a lot. Some of you have been really in your head, but what you need to do, instead of try to intellectualize it, is to bring love into the situation. Open your heart. Bring love into the situation, okay? Love will help you see what you need to see. Again, some of you have just been overthinking. You've just been so much in your head that you haven't been seeing the answer that's already there. Get out of your head and get into your heart. I had this conversation with KOC the other day. How the heart and the brain think separately. They do. They do. If you think about it as masculine and feminine, okay? Masculine, feminine. Okay? Intuition, 3D. Illusion, whatever. Fifis. Okay? So when you're in intuition, your heart actually flutters, and it's a separate thing. And then that's when, you know, reaction kicks in. So this happens first, and then reaction kicks in. Okay? So there was a really great video, and I've linked it before, but I think it's by, I can't remember her first name. I know the last name is Lopes. I'll have to see if I can find the video and link it for you guys. But she talks about being in intuition and how to tell when you're in intuition. Okay, and I think it's really important to understand. When you're in intuition, there is no reaction. Okay, when reaction gets involved, that's when you know you're here. You're not here anymore. Okay, so yeah, open your heart. You've been too much in here. You've got this blocked off. Open this up. You will finally see what's already been there. Okay? All right, let's see here. Hold your vision and surrender to the divine. Some of you, that's it. You're in resistance. You're still in resistance right now. When you're in here too much, you're in resistance. You're not seeing what you need to see. Okay? All right, guys, I hope this has helped. If it has, please like, share, subscribe. And again, guys, let me know what you guys think about doing group coaching sessions. Okay? I'm really interested in doing that. So, You can either put it in the comments or if you want to email me, divinepisces222@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.